I listened to you, and now you're gonna listen to me for 1 hot minute.
Hello kitties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kira. I'm better known as Afro Kitty on social media, and for those of you who are new to my channel, I am an artist that loves to discuss and review movies, dolls. I like to give my opinion on those things, but I've mostly been giving my reviews and my opinions regarding Monster High, Rainbow High, Bratz, and Barbie. And in this video specifically, I want to review the live action movie of Monster High that I know a lot of you people were really waiting for it, and it's been about 4 to 5 months since my last YouTube video. I've been really busy, and now that I'm back, I have a new way of recording. I have a nice camera, I have a nice microphone. I want to start something new for this year, so let's see how it goes and let me know what you guys think of this new format. So let's just start with a little summary of what this new live action is about. So this movie focuses on Claudine, and in this role she is biracial. She is half monster, half human, and she transfers to Monster High to have a new high school experience, to feel accepted, and she struggles with her identity while also trying to figure out I think it's like the past, or trying to solve the mystery that revolves and could affect the downfall of her community, the monster community, and her school. So that's what the movie is about, and I'm also going to discuss very briefly some of the changes that they did with the OG characters and how they are interpreted now, and then just give you my review on the characters, like the plot, the movie, and the CGI. So let's get started. So I already gave you the summary. Let's start with some of the changes that they did. So one of the major changes that they did for this reboot was making Claudine the main character while also changing her identity. She is now biracial. She's half monster, half human. And this change is the majority of the plot for the movie and for the TV series, if I'm not mistaken. I have yet to watch the TV series, but so far it looks really good. The characters are much fun. I like the representation, the LGBTQ representation that they've brought in. I'm really happy for that, and I already gave my opinion of that in another previous video. If you're interested, you can go ahead and watch it. I also I do discuss a little bit about the costumes, but it's not that much. That video was when the trailer came out and some of the promotional pictures came out with the characters, the actors, and a lot of people just had a lot to say with the costumes, but excuse me. For me, I feel like it was okay. The costumes are not the problem, and also it's Nickelodeon. The budget they have a budget, you know, they're not gonna have high production costumes to serve, right? So let's just start with, I already started with Claudine. They changed her role. She's not a side character, she's not a supporting character, now she's the main character. We also have Frankie, who is now goes by they them pronouns. I really like this change. I really considered Frankie in like my headcanon to be non-binary. I even made a character design about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, where in my redesign Frankie is non-binary. I really like that concept. Becky Laura also has a change. She's not the happy-go-lucky supporting character. She is now more closed off. She's more reserved. She's kind of like the dark, moody friend that Claudine and Frankie have in the movie. I'm not sure if her portrayal in the movie is very similar to the one in the TV series. I don't think so. I think the TV series portrayal of Draculaura is much more cheerful. But again, there's a reason for her character to be more closed off and more reserved. And it's because of her relationship with her father and how her father has a lot of expectations on her. Not to mention the addition that she does witchcraft now, which is something that is illegal, I think, in the monster community because of witches and the vampire wars, or just they don't like each other. It's kind of very similar to what happened in the OG Monster High, where we had saltwater creatures and freshwater creatures that didn't really get along. So it's a very similar dynamic that we have that now with witches and vampires instead. So we have that would balance them. I don't mind the trio. The trio was very outfits much fun were also really, I thought they were pretty. My favorites were a lot of fun. Claudine, I really liked their dynamic. Something that I could wear in real life. I would really wear in black cat energy. And then Frankie's outfits were really cool too. Black cat. And then I think my least favorite had to be Claudine and Frankie out of the three, the golden retrievers, because they were very energetic. They were both out of everyone. They were very simple. Cleo, at least she's out of the antagonist of this series. They were very simple. I keep saying series because I'm used to saying that, but in this movie she's the antagonist. She has the role of a mean girl slash teacher's pet. This teacher's pet is what we call it in Spanish as lambeojo, so that's a little Spanish lesson for you guys right there. I don't remember much of her role in the movie. I really don't. The only thing I remember is the scene in the trailer where she's talking to Laguna, and Laguna has this really weird CGI where she just goes, well, special effects where she just opens her mouth really wide. We have that scene. There's also added scenes between her and Frankie, which I really liked, and I'm actually low-key like shipping them. Like the movie characters, like the movie Frankie and Cleo, I ship them. I think I headcanon them as autistic, at least in the movie, because there were some social cues that Frankie would just not understand. And then Cleo was actually teasing them, and then Frankie was really thinking that they were becoming friends in the movie, which was unfortunate, but you know, at the end I think they became friends and hopefully romantic partners. But that's just me. That's just a me thing. Next we have Deuce, which is one of my least favorite performances in the movie, but I think it's because they downgraded his character to be like this love interest. Although yeah, we do have him in the OG series as a love interest. Now we do have this dynamic between Claudine and Deuce, and now they're just a possible couple. I'm not here for it. I actually didn't like the duet that they both had. It was very, very boring. I just did not give a shit about their duet. I did not give a shit about Deuce whatsoever. Deuce, to me, at least this performance-wise, really reminded me of Ben's character from Descendants. They have the same energy. You can't fool me. You can't tell me it's not. They even look alike. They're kind of counterparts. They're just counterparts. And yeah, Deuce was just there. He was just there to be like the love interest, and that was it. There wasn't anything else he could provide. He was okay. Now, and yeah, so we have minor characters. We have Laguna, we have Gulia, Heath, and Abby. Now, I thought there was gonna be more scenes with Laguna, but I really don't remember much of her. I think the only scene I can recall is the scene from the trailer, and another scene where she's talking to Cleo. There's no other scenes with them together. Maybe the climax scene where they're fighting the villain, and then they're like superhero posing, superhero lineup thing. That's the only thing I can recall. I don't know if they had any other scenes with Laguna, which was very unfortunate. I thought they were gonna have a bigger role in this movie. Like, although they're supporting role, but a little bit bigger, you know? Gulia was one of my favorite performances outside of Frankie and Claudine in the movie. I really had a lot of fun, and I laughed a lot whenever Gulia came in the scene because she was actually making funny points. There was this one scene in the movie where the trio, they're walking in the cemetery past curfew. They're probably doing something. I don't remember what it was that they were trying to do, but there's actually like a song that they all sang together. And then you got Gulia waking up from the graveyard and being like, hey, can you guys shut the fuck up? I'm trying to sleep. And that was the most realist shit I ever seen in that movie. That made me laugh really hard. I had a lot of fun with her. I like Gulia's performance. I think she had a lot of fun also while performing, so it really shows in the movie. And now let's get to Heath and Abby, which they were my favorite. They didn't have a lot of scenes together, but they were like the most fun I saw in the movie. I was just giggling and twirling my hair. I don't have a lot of hair, but I was twirling my hair like that. I was like, oh, I love them. I really want them. I want to see them more together. There's this, like I mentioned before, there's like a superhero lineup in the climax scene, and you have these two characters coming in. I'm like, Abby, where did you come from? Like, you're not friends with any of these people. You're only friends with Heath. And then my headcanon is like, he probably called her up like, I need backup. Can you come and help me in the cemetery? scary, and probably Abby's like, yep, let me back you up, buddy. And that's their dynamic, and I really like it. Possibly they can have a romantic relationship afterwards. I'm not sure, but I'm here for it. If they actually do have it and they do make it happen, I'm here for it. I'm actually rooting more for my like supporting characters relationships rather than the main character relationships. It's a little cute. I think it's cute, but it's just I'm a little I'm not used to it, let's just say. So now let's get to the spoilers part of this video. So if you don't want spoilers of the movie, you can either watch it, click out of this video, go watch the movie. It's on Paramount Plus, or you can watch it in what is it, like Amazon Prime. You can watch it for free, I think. You know, just get a 7-day trial, and don't forget to like get out of that after you watch the movie. That's what I did. And yeah, let me stop you right there. Okay. Hi guys, Future Me here. So I spent the last 7 minutes of this part of the video discussing the character and backstory of Professor Komos. However, I felt like I took too long explaining, so I will summarize the more important parts of this section of the video. So, Komos is the bad guy of the movie. He came to Monster High to avenge his relative Dr. Jekyll and Hyde for being outcasted from the monster community for being half human. He manipulated Claudine to get a hold of an experiment his relative created back when he was in high school that can turn yourself into a full monster. He drinks the potion and takes everyone's powers until Claudine uses her half-human side and brains to defeat Komos and save the school. I think that's all. Back to you, past me. If you, overall, I think the movie is mid. It's not great. It's not good. The songs are good though. The songs are good. And I don't even think I talked about Cleo enough. Let me go back at Cleo. I'm so sorry. I don't think I talked about her enough. But Cleo's outfits were some of the most horrendous things I've seen. I think that really disappointed me because, again, Cleo is that character that's high. She's, well, not high, but she's rich. She's wealthy. And I would have loved it if that reflected on her outfits, but it didn't. So that missed it for me. It was really sad. And I didn't talk a lot about Headmistress Bloodgood, but she's not there a lot. She was just there. She was used, in my opinion, she was there to use more special effects because of her head. Which, let's get into that, because I didn't talk about the special effects. I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to special effects. I did took a class in college once, so I do know a little bit how they work, how they do the things that they have to do, how they got the shots. So there's a specific scene, I think it's 15 minutes in the movie, where Headmistress Bloodgood, she comes in and she has this talk with Deuce from far away in the hallway, and you see that her head is like up here. You can't see it, I'm sorry, because the camera is like off. But she has her head off of her head. The fuck? Her head is out of her body. And she's just yelling in the hallway. And then when she puts her head back into her body, those are two shots that are separate, and they just put it together. So there's a scene specifically in that area, in this area I believe, or in the other corner, where you can see the two shots linked together. And I think you could the lighting is a little different as well from the top than from the bottom. So that's something that I noticed, and I was a little bit iffy about it. I was like, oh, I noticed that. As a artist standpoint, I think special effects standpoint, I kind of saw that, noticed it. There's another scene in the movie that really caught me off guard as well, and it's also in the climax where Claudine and the gang are fighting off Professor Komos. So in that specific scene, there's a moment where Claudine's powers, her monster abilities, like her monster side, just completely disappears. So she's just fully human, and her human side and her monster side they differ a little bit slightly. Her hair is less curly and doesn't have purple streaks. It's like shorter. She doesn't have her top ears. She just has her regular ears. So that's that. And instead of making two scenes for that specific moment, they just rotoscope her face on top of her monster body. You can clearly tell. You can clearly notice it. Again, that caught me off guard. I was just so bothered by it. I was like, the artist in me, the like perfectionist in me, because I'm a Virgo, I was like, I didn't like it. But again, I think they had a budget, they had a time limit. I don't criticize it too much. You know, I'm not gonna be all up in arms about it, because again, you know, it's a movie for kids. They're not gonna notice that thing. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna notice it at all. So I think that's all I have to say. There's gonna be a sequel. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in this video yet, but there's gonna be a sequel to this movie. And my theory on it, since I wasn't sure what this trailer, what the movie was gonna be about, but my theory has to be more about, you know, it's gonna be about Draculaura and her father, and just vampires versus witches thing, and that thing, you know. It's gonna be something about that. And then Claudine and Deuce. Just Claudine and Deuce. Romance each other, love each other, together forever. I love that girl. Together forever, together, tight locked in, tight like a woody hole. That was the funniest. I loved it. Anyways, kind of went on a tangent. I think that's all I have to say for this video. I kept it very short. I didn't want to go too into details in the movie. I just wanted to give you like my overall review and what I thought about it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you watch the movie? What are your thoughts about it? And what do you think it's gonna, you know, what the second movie is gonna be about? I'm not sure. I already gave you my theories. I want to know what you guys think. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to click on the notification bell to get notified of new videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!